Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished scholars, college, and participants, thank you for joining this session. Before we begin, let me ask you, have you ever wondered whether a curriculum can shape not only student knowledge, but also their empathy, discipline, and social behavior? My name is Dr. Yadi Fahmi Arifudin from Master Program in Islamic Religious Education, Universitas Singaperbangsa Karawang. And today I'm honored to present our research titled Strengthening the Islamic Religious Education Curriculum to Prevent Bullying in Boarding School. But before we talk about curriculum, let us begin with real situation that remind us why this topic is so crucial. So what happens when a boarding school known for moral disciplines faces a bullying tragedy? On 18 September 2024, Kompas.com report a heartbreaking incident at Husnul Khotimah Islamic boarding school. An 18 years old student died after alleged peer assault, and 18 suspects were named and arrested. Perhaps some of you have heard this case, but here is an important reflection. Does a tragedy like this mean the Pesantren made no effort to prevent bullying? Of course, certainly not. But, however, as we all know, no human system is perfect. Even with sincere effort, gaps can still occur, especially with hundreds of adolescents living together 24 hours a day. So next question is, why does bullying still occur even in setting rich with moral teaching? So why this research matter? Why does bullying happen when values are taught every day? Pesantren emphasize character, discipline, and spiritual development, yet bullying emerges in subtle forms such as verbal aggression, social exclusion, and seniority pressure. This does not indicate institutional failure. Rather, it shows a gap between what students learn and how they behave. As you know, teaching value is not enough. They must be internalized. So, to address this gap, what exactly should we investigate? Next slide is research objectives. So what should we examine if we want to reduce bullying meaningfully? Our research focused on three questions. First, how does bullying occurs in Pesantren? Second, how are Islamic values implemented in daily interactions? Third, how can Islamic education curriculum be strengthened to develop empathy and social harmony? Therefore, this study both diagnostic and constructive. But to answer these questions, how did we explore the improvement inside a Pesantren? How can we truly understand what students experience every day in boarding school? We conduct a qualitative case study at Husnul Khotimah. We use interview, observations, curriculum document analysis, using thematic analysis with triangulations. We aim not to blame, but to understand and support ongoing efforts. Interestingly, richer insight came from informal dormitory interactions. So, did we actually find happening inside the Pesantren? Yes. There is various dynamic bullying in pesantren. So what type of bullying occurs in boarding school setting? So what type of bullying occur in boarding school setting? We identify three main forms. First, verbal bullying. Second, relational bullying. Third, psychological bullying. And why do these behaviors emerge despite religious instructions? There is about 4 triggers, which include: first, emotional instability; second, peer dominance; third, unsupervised dormitory areas; and fourth, social media influence. While pesantren already have preventive system, the curriculum still needs to reinforce value internalizations. So what kind of curriculum can transport value into daily behavior? So what type of curriculum can effectively reduce bullying? We propose a contextual Islamic studies curriculum built in 4 components of curriculum, which include objective, content, method, and evaluations. So first is objective. What is the objective of Islamic curriculum? First, character building. Second, emotional regulation. And third, anti-oppression. And what is the content? Yeah. First, communication ethic. Second, story, people of the book, or story about Sahaba and Rasulullah. And third is social fiqh, how they live their life in social life with Islamic values. And the third is method. The method we use is daily habituations. Second, role modeling. Thirdly, co-mentoring. And the fourth, reflective dialogue. And the evaluation, we use continuous monitoring, peer feedback, and restorative discipline. Thus, value move from classroom theory into life experience. Finally, what can we do conclude for this finding? Conclusions. What can this study teach us about preventing bullying in pesantren? First, bullying is multidimensional, not merely the result of institutional failure. Second, Islamic value have strong preventive potential when systematically lived. So what can this study teach us about preventing bullying in pesantren? First, bullying is multidimensional, not merely the result of institutional failure. Second, Islamic value have strong preventive potential when systematically lived. Third, curriculum strengthening reinforces, not replaces, existing pesantren efforts. As we know, we cannot change past tragedies, but we can strengthen the system that protects students in the future. That's it for me. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.